See students, in this lecture we are going to see Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, that is delta G is equals to delta H plus T into d dt of delta G at constant pressure. This derived Gibbs-Helmholtz equation may be asked as show that delta G is equals to delta H plus T into d dt of delta G at constant pressure, or it may be derived or it may be shown as delta A is equals to delta E plus T into d dt of delta A at constant volume. These are nothing but Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Now see how Gibbs-Helmholtz equation is derived. This is Gibbs-Helmholtz equation in terms of internal energy and Helmholtz free energy. Here Gibbs-Helmholtz equation in terms of free energy delta G and enthalpy delta H. Okay. Now you know the free energy equation in terms of pressure and temperature is dG is equals to VdP minus SdT. This is free energy change or equation for delta G in terms of pressure and temperature. Now if pressure is a constant, if pressure is constant means P is constant, that's why dP equals to 0. If dP 0, then this equation becomes delta G is equals to minus SdT, because this is 0 multiplied by V, again 0, that's why delta G equals to minus SdT, and this can be written as d dt of G or dG upon dt at constant pressure is equals to minus S, or it may be written as dG is equals to minus S dt. Only we have to see this pressure is constant here. Now if suppose dG is equals to minus S dt and G1 and G2 are free energies at initial state and final state, and corresponding entropies are S1 and S2 at temperature T. Means if suppose we have system, for that particular system, if suppose G1 and G2 are the free energies at initial state and final state, corresponding entropies are S1 and S2 and temperature is T, then this equation becomes dG1 is equals to minus S1 dt and dG2 is equals to minus S2 dt. Okay, because S1 and S2 are the entropies at initial state and final state. G1 and G2 are the free energies at initial state and final state. That's why. Now, after this, if 2 minus 3 is carried out, 2 minus 1, that's why dG2 minus dG1 is equals to minus S2 dt minus of S1 dt. Now from this G2 minus G1, that is equals to minus S2 dt plus S1 dt. This G2 minus G1, again it becomes delta G. G2 minus G1 is equals to delta G is equals to minus into bracket S2 minus S1 into dt. From this minus sign is kept constant. Now again this S2 minus S1 becomes minus delta S and it becomes as it is. Now after this, from this equation, minus delta S is equals to this dt comes to numerator, that's why ddt of delta G. It will be equation 3. But we know that this G is equals to H minus Ts. That's why delta G is equals to delta H minus T delta S. Okay. Now further, minus T delta S when comes to left hand side, when this is come to left hand side, that's why T delta S is equals to delta H minus delta G. It comes to this side and this comes to RHS. Okay. Now that's why delta S is equals to delta H minus delta G upon T. Now if we multiply throughout by minus sign, then it will be in this way. That's why minus delta S is equals to delta G minus delta H upon T. This is equation 4. Now see equation 3 and equation 4. Left hand side becomes same. That's why right hand side becomes equal. Now from equation 3 and 4, from equation 3 and 4 means left hand side of 3 and 4, we may write how it can be written: d dt of delta G is equals to delta G minus delta H upon T. Okay, this is equals to this. That's why again further this T cross multiplication T into d dt of delta G is equals to delta H minus delta G minus delta H. When this delta H comes to this side, then it will be delta G is equals to delta H plus T into d dt of delta G, but at constant pressure. Okay, because initially we have written at constant pressure. That's why this is the Gibbs-Elmore equation in terms of free energy G and enthalpy H, and this is Gibbs-Elmore equation in terms of free energy and enthalpy at constant pressure. If we solve the equation, or we may write by analogy, the Gibbs-Elmore equation becomes by analogy delta A. Why? Because Z is a Gibbs free energy, A is Elmore's free energy, that is work function. A is equals to delta E plus T into d dt of here delta A at constant volume. By analogy, we may write the Gibbs-Elmore equation in this way. Why? Because delta G equals to delta H, okay, plus T into d dt of delta G at constant pressure. That's why instead of G, if we take Helmholtz free energy, then it will be delta A. Here you know G is equals to H minus Ts and A is equals to E minus Ts. That's why here for A there is a delta E. Okay. Now very important concept, that is Gibbs-Elmore equation at constant pressure and at a constant volume. The question may be asked, derive Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Now you have to show this delta G is equals to delta H plus T into d dt of delta G at constant pressure, and by analogy you have to write delta A is equals to delta E plus T into d dt of delta A at constant volume. Or question may be asked, derive Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, only delta G equals to this, then you have to write up to this, okay? Or if this, then you have to write whole from starting. Try to understand. In the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, you must know what you must know. You must know that in previous study we come to know the one derivation, that is variation of Gibbs free energy with pressure and temperature, that is dG is equals to VdP minus SdT. Okay, how to understand, how to learn at home. Now your aim is to derive delta G is equals to delta H plus T into d dt of delta G at constant pressure. Okay, now your aim is this one. What you have to show? Delta G is equals to delta H plus T into d dt of delta G at constant pressure. Okay, now further, at constant pressure, at constant P, it becomes dG is equals to minus SdT. Okay, and that from this our journey starts. How to show? First of all, G1 and G2 are the Gibbs free energy at initial state and final state. Corresponding entropies are S1 and S2. That's why the above equation is dG1 is equals to minus S1 dt and dG2 is equals to minus S2 dt. Now this minus this, that's why d of G2 minus G1 is equals to minus S2 dt minus minus plus S1 dt. Okay, now further, this is nothing but a delta G, this is nothing but delta S, that's why it will be minus delta S into dt, that is dG. Okay, that's why minus delta S equals to d of delta G upon T. Okay, upon dt. Now further, again you know, what you know? You know this G equals to H minus Ts, that's why delta G equals to delta H minus T delta S. Now from this minus T delta S is equals to what it is? Minus T delta is equals to delta H delta G minus delta H upon T. Now from these two equate, because left hand sides are same, you will get this equation. This is from, okay, this equals to this, because left hand sides are same. This equals to this means you know delta G is equals to delta H plus T delta S, because this is nothing but delta G minus delta H, okay, upon T, that is equals to d dt of delta G. Okay, further solid, this is cross multiplication, here T goes to here, then this minus delta H goes to RHS, that's why delta G is equals to delta H plus, okay, this one plus T into d dt of delta G at constant pressure. Okay, this is Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Now by analogy, instead of G there is H, instead of H there is E. Here again delta H, here instead of P there is V. This is Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. We seen it, how to derive and how to remember. Okay, I think you all understand this Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Okay, thank you very much.